Tonight, a West Springfield man airlifted to Baystate Medical Center after allegedly going on a 48-hour crime spree in Greenfield. Western Mass News reporter Reagan Locree spent the afternoon in Greenfield, where she spoke with the town's police chief. She now joins us live in studio with the story. And Reagan, it's quite the story.
Yeah, that's right, Amanda. There are a lot of twists and turns in this story, each one more shocking than the last. A series of unfortunate events happening in Greenfield this week. Greenfield Police Chief Todd Dodge tells Western Mass News it all began when his officers encountered 35-year-old Hector Rivera Santiago Jr. for the very first time. On Tuesday night, reports of lewd activity in the area of the skate park came into the Greenfield Police Department, and both city cameras and officers allegedly caught Rivera Santiago and an unnamed woman in the act.
Officers arrived and actually observed two individuals actively involved in sexual intercourse, exposing themselves seemingly without any care in the world as people walked by.
Chief Dodge says police then discovered that Rivera Santiago Jr. already had a warrant out for his arrest. He was then taken into custody and released Wednesday morning. Later that day, Chief Dodge says Rivera Santiago got himself in a bit of a situation.
He ended up somehow in the presence of that girl again that he was with and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend learned of the events from the prior evening and physically assaulted this individual.
We're told Rivera Santiago then sustained minor injuries and was brought to Baystate Franklin Medical Center in Greenfield, where Chief Dodge says he declined medical treatment. The chief adding, later that night, a Greenfield police sergeant saw Rivera Santiago walking toward the Blessed Sacrament Church on Federal Street, where he allegedly stole a Chevy Silverado from a man putting air in his tires before going inside the church. The victim then reported his pickup stolen to police, and minutes later it was found.
On the Mohawk Trail at River Street, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. The Dunkin' Donuts was closed at that time, so Sergeant Burnton found it a little odd that there was a truck parked in that parking lot.
When the sergeant attempted to approach the pickup, the suspect took off, and Chief Dodge says another officer joined in pursuing Rivera Santiago. However, they backed off when it became too dangerous.
Truck continued eastbound on Main, went into the wrong lane at Main and Federal, which is the main intersection in Greenfield, ran the red light there.
Chief Dodge says the pickup truck continued to the end of Main Street where it meets High and Crescent. That's where the truck failed to make the turn, hitting a van. Now, Chief Dodge tells me the suspect, Hector Rivera Santiago Jr., suffered a head injury and his legs were essentially crushed by the dashboard of the truck, causing multiple fractures to his legs, and no word yet on the seriousness of those injuries. And as you can imagine, he is now facing a slew of charges, including larceny of a motor vehicle, which Chief Dodge says the 35-year-old has been charged with before. The driver of the van was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Reporting live in studio, Reagan Locree for Western Mass News.
All right, Reagan, thank you. Turn now to an update out of Chicopee.